What do I think about Baldur's Gate 3? Honestly, it's fucking phenomenal. Larian broke the mold, and that is scaring a lot of other developers. Basically, they made their development process completely open. They pushed out a build as soon as they could, put it into early access, and said, look, play the game, give your feedback, help us make the best game that we can. And here's the thing, that usually works for indie games, but for bigger projects like this, that is often looked at as a death sentence. Because the conventional knowledge is that everyone will be sick of your game by the time it's complete, and everyone will remember your game in its unfinished state. And for the most part, that happens with indie games too. It's just that they make most of their money off of early access sales, so it doesn't matter. But Larian just totally defied expectations because a bunch of people played in early access, and then a bunch of people played it as soon as it came out and looked at it as two different things. The gaming community acted rationally, and that never fucking happens. And it's specifically because of that development process that they were able to shoehorn in so much content. Every tiny piece of feedback, everything they saw anyone do was fodder for the development process, and that was brilliant. But it only really works with this style of game, and it only really works with this style of development process. So that's why so many other companies are going, guys, don't have this sort of expectation for our products. But I think you probably could though, right? Because like, look at Street Fighter 6, right? It always comes back to fighting games because I love fighting games. The first Street Fighter 6 beta was like, what, a year and a half ago? And the game's only been out for like a couple months. Would it really have hurt Capcom to just keep that beta going? Let people buy early access Street Fighter 6. I think it could have worked. I mean, Skullgirls kind of did the same thing. They're an indie game, but they did the same thing. And they have new content 10 years after it was released. Or like, think about Final Fantasy VII Remake. It only went up to the end of Midgar, right? But what if it didn't? What if it stopped there, but then as they made more, we just got to play it until we got the whole second chapter? I mean, you would have to change a lot about the development process. You'd have to change so much about it. But it could work if you planned for it. So yeah, I think Larian really shook things up with Baldur's Gate 3. Will the rest of the gaming industry follow suit? I don't know. Gaming industry is really stubborn. But at least we got a really cool game. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go play a Tiefling Warlock because I am a stereotype.